A rap nigga that showed up on time.
Look,
Holy
man, that's a rap nigga that want money.
if only they knew. If only they knew. Because come on, yo, you got in within the 9 o'clock minutes. The second Casual was here on time too. All right, this is we got to start the trend here, man. Because
and what does Casual do? What does Casual do? Casual get money. That's a boss right there.
Facts. And big up Festo. Big up everybody joining in. We got Mr. Len fucking Company Flow, episode 29 of the Carrying the Culture show. And yes, we got to start a trend. This hip hop time is some bullshit. That shit is unprofessional bullshit. You know what I mean? So, how you doing, yo?
If the check is there at 9 o'clock, motherfucker, I'm there at 9 o'clock and 5 seconds.
There you go. There you go. How you been? You all right?
I've been good, man. You know, out here pandemicing, man. You know,
I always say to everybody everybody that can adapt is who's gonna come out of this. Like, if you can adapt and adjust, you know what I mean? Fucking right. Because some wild shit out there. We're gonna get into it. It's funny with Company Flow, man, because like you guys came out, and I had a roommate who bought everything as soon as it came out, whether it was whack or not. He was like my tester, you know what I'm saying? And so he come on one day, he was like, yo, you gotta hear this shit. He's like, Company Flow. And he said it about some other cast that was fucking whack. So I'm like, all right, like, what's good? Like, he's like, Company Flow. And he put on this shit, man. Bun Crusher. I heard Bun Crusher after. He put on Bun Crusher Plus. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And lost my mind, yo. And then it was like, I really didn't hear nothing after that. And it was bugged out to me, like after the for me as a fan, the push was there, and then I was like, yo, life moved on, and I was like, where are these cats at? And then I knew that this guy was producing, doing the Def Jux shit or whatever, but I was like, whatever the fuck happened, yo? So it was a weird experience for me. Like, can you explain like not the breakup itself, but just like when you guys dispersed, kind of?
So the one thing I always make sure to remind people, we weren't like old friends, you know? So like, it's a lot easier to walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think of us three, I think maybe me and L probably became like really, really tight, like to this day. Like, and maybe I think a lot of it's because we were the same age, a lot of the same like hip hop taste. You know what I'm saying? So like we ended up becoming really, really close. But like, you know, as far as like, when you with your people, you can be like, yeah, man, you remember like in kindergarten, man, like I punched that dude for you. It wasn't like that. It was like, you know, I met L through somebody I was working for and just grew up with that guy.
Yeah, it was
so, you know, it was
music shit. Just basically some music shit.
Like it really was like I went to L's house and he played me joints. And I was like, this motherfucker's on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I fuck with this.
Right.
And and like I would bring records over and like he would, you know, I would learn how to use the EPS until towards the end of Funk Crusher when I bought a MPC. And then like we both started like, you know, going crazy with shit. And then, you know, like I said, we wasn't old friends. So it was just like, hey, I'm gonna try this thing here. Okay, cool, I'm gonna try this thing over here. But like, you know, it was no there's no animosity.
Right. Just
like I'm on I'm on one, not Fantastic Damage. I can't remember the name of the LP album now. But I did a voiceover on one of his records. Like he called me up like, yo, I need some voices here.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
You know, I was around. Yeah, that's my man, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's different. It's funny because I was just interviewing Casual and I interviewed a few cats from Hyro, and they were all like, oh, we haven't broken up or whatever because it's different. He goes, we were a crew. He's like, he goes, I used to go over there to mom's house, and hey, Mrs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
right.
Like he goes, since kindergarten with some of them. So it's a different vibe. I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, so Were you out in Jersey, or were like are you from the Bronx, right? But you were out in Jersey. How'd that link come to being like?
So I'm born in New York. I'm born in the Bronx, in the Wakefield section. I'm born on East 233rd, basically East 233rd White Plains Road. For anyone that knows the area, I just said that shit like, you know, motherfuckers from Canada ain't watching. But moved from there to Canarsie, to the Bayview Projects in Brooklyn.
You said
then Jersey.
You moved from there to where? I didn't hear
you. To Canarsie, the Bayview Projects.
Yeah.
And then from there, I might have been about 12, 13, and moved to Jersey. And I was interning for this company that was run by Teese Williams, who was who ended up managing 3LW and the Cheetah Girls, and Antex, who made Yo Vanessa. And Antex is the one that connected me and L.
Okay, got you. So was it part of Jersey, Hillside? That's the area.
Yeah, I live in Hillside, but it's like Newark, like put like this. Tame. I'm pointing like you can see it. Tame lives like down the street. Newark is, if you go down my block to the left, you in Newark.
Yeah, I mean that whole area, North Jersey, east, all the oranges, that shit's all this. To me, it's just one.
Yeah.
To me, it's just one big area. I mean,
it's one big ass party. Yeah.
It's just one big ass, like you know, Elizabeth, all that shit is just, to me, it's the same shit for the most part. I mean, same vibe. I mean, I found.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's when you're here, you can tell the difference. Right. You know what I mean? Like you know when like when parties happen in Elizabeth, like not too many cats from Newark go there, and it's just like it's not like it's beef or anything. It's just like motherfuckers just like, I'm not going all the way to Elizabeth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I feel you. So yo, what, as far as the DJ aspect, because I wanted to get into that, we was chopping up me and your man too, DJ M Ski, and
my man.
We were we were breaking it down a little bit. Got a new joint coming out soon, actually too. So from a DJ perspective, who made you say like, yo, I got to do that shit? Like what was like kind of the turning point for you to because at the time, you know, we're kind of close in age. All the elements were bubbling off, and a lot of people were fucking with like different shit. Like, so what stood out for you as far as the DJing goes?
Originally it was radio DJing, you know, and like I would hear. I was a big fan of Red Alert because he's from the Bronx, and Chuck Chillout. And you know, I would flip back and forth between them and Marley, but like mostly. If Red was on, like I probably didn't switch to BLS. Like I really fucked with that. And then he would have like guest DJs that would come in. So you know, you would hear Sammy B, even like early Funkmaster Flex, like when cats used to be like, Flex, you scratch too much. Like it was this like this revolving crew of DJs that would go to Kiss. The only time I would really fuck with BLS heavy is Kevy Kev and Pete. No disrespect to Marley, you know what I'm saying? But like Pete had cuts, you know what I'm saying? And Kev could blend his ass off, and Kev was nice. So like it was the early radio DJing that really made me want to go like, okay, this is what I want to do. And part of it was because like it was you had to figure out how to entertain people that you can't see for like 3 hours, 4 hours, you know? That to me is a skill.
Right.
And then sometimes like you're breaking records. So like, you know, the idea of playing a record that no one, you're the first one to play it. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be trash. Like literally like people can start calling you and be like, yo, take this record off. This is ass, you know? But you have to be that confident of a person, that confident of a DJ to say like, you know, this is the shit, I'm gonna break this record. So like that was the shit for me. But then listening to the music, I would hear like Richie Rich, Preem, back to Pete Rock, and it was like putting lead guitar on a rock track. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, like the song will open with the cuts, and like, you know, rewind it, rewind it, rewind it until I figured out the patterns, and I would, try and copy it myself, and then do something that was based on that, and then like freak it, So it was like writing music.
Did you get tables at home, or did you jump on a show, some type of like college, high school show first? Like, how'd you, as far as the public shit, or like as far as the actual getting on the tables, where was that start at?
So my first real, I can't even call it real. My first setup, I had a sound design turntable, a Hitachi, and a realistic mixer.
Realistic.
No, yeah. There's no pitch control. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn. You learn your records. Like, I'm still going to I would go to Vogel's and Alex in Elizabeth, and then I would go to Moody's back in the Bronx on White Plains and buy reggae records, and like it was always just like constantly trying to catch up with the guys before me. Like you would hear Kid Capri and like all those dudes that made the mixtapes, like Double R and all them, and I had to catch up with those guys, but at the same time stay current because like I'm a teenager, so it was just always I would buy one single, and one album, and those would be my doubles. So like you would hear something real loud on one side, and then like the next side would be I'm cutting it up and like.
Oh shit!
So like
okay.
it was. So it was, I wasn't. I didn't have that whole silver spoon shit, like where like your people's parents would buy them shit. Like it wasn't like that. And it's not that like we was broken or shit, but it was just like if you're gonna do it, that's what you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like my father would tell you, this ain't my dream. Like this is you do it. So it's like and you figure it out.
Right. So, can we go back to this DJ shit for 1 second with as far as Funk Flex? Because you mentioned something. I think it's important for niggas that's maybe a little younger on the page to this. Remember, like if Funk Flex, before he started showing his lipo and doing all this fucking weird ass shit, Funk Flex was nice. His mixtapes were nice.
Absolutely.
His DJ skill, Funk Flex. I mean, let's just put it out there, like. This cat was nice, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a grizzled veteran in this mixtape shit. I mean, he was breaking like that was a place you had to, you know what I'm saying? He was Funkmaster Flex, and I mean, he's some fugazi ass nigga now, but I mean, you know what I mean.
But that's part of the I believe that's part of the vitriol. You know what I'm saying? Like why people feel the way they feel about Flex. They're like, I remember liking you. You know what I'm saying? Like. There was a point like there's a certain amount of integrity DJs are supposed to have, and once you start doing the whole payola shit, like you lose trust with the listeners. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, did you really like this record, or did they buy you that all your lugs? You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck you was into, like what. I'll never
what an endorsement!
Hold
on, son. What an endorsement that was. Like, I mean, listen. I look back at when, like, so my girl does all the pictures for the page, right? And like, and we have a shared drive where she shares them with me. And like, anytime like there's like a Lugs ad in there or something, like I'm like, yo, I'm like the Lugs.
No. The Lugs are no bueno. Yeah.
No good. No good. Those was man.
They came out with an FUV driving shoe, bro.
Oh
no. I'll never forget. I remember seeing the ad. I was like, yo, y'all dumb. This is dumb. This is absolutely dumb.
Yeah. No, the driving shoe. No doubt. But I just wanted to put that out there because he was nice, and you made a good point, yo. And this is why, like, for me, as artists that it wasn't like we didn't fuck with Flex, right? Like, there's artists, people out there, like, I never fuck with Son. He always whack, whatever. But like, Flex was part of this shit. He was part of this shit. He was part of this shit. Let's keep it on it, man. So it's like, yo, what the fuck happened? Now you just showing your liposuction. Can't you? You seen that shit? That shit was
right.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing, and it's funny. I was just telling somebody recently about like how certain things regionally worked, and like Flex was a big deal because remember there was no hip hop on Hot 97, and he was at the time filling in for Red Alert on Kiss FM, so he gets a whole show on a station that doesn't play hip hop, and it was like, wow, we're moving. Like you're saying, like we're spreading out across the dial, and for those first couple of years, like he was doing it, and you know, the money talks, man. You know,
I used to record his shows, yo. I was in New Haven. Yeah. I was in New Haven, and like I had to turn the antenna like this and shit. Sometimes like fucking my shit was off, but I was like, yo, don't move, son. Like yo, stay right there. Like I was recording his shows faithfully, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Flex was that dude for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? So everybody here on the show, if you got questions, use the questions feature below. It has a questions mark right there. That way we can take a look at it and everybody can see it. If you got questions for Mr. Len, Company Flow. So, you know, what's some of the critical elements of a successful DJ in your eyes? Hip hop DJ. Like what does he or she need to have?
The ability to read a crowd. And the testicular fortitude.
Say that again.
I said the ability to read a crowd.
Thank you very much.
And the testicular fortitude, whether you're a guy or a girl, the testicular fortitude to stick to your guns if 3 or 4 people ain't dancing. And I've seen people blow parties, like because it'd be like a little pocket of people that ain't dancing. And it's like, no. Like, let them do what you don't know what's going on. There's a reason why you're the DJ. And like, there was a point in time, like, clubs had it set up where you were set up higher. So you can really see the entire floor. Now, like, you know, especially as time went on for hip hop, the venues got smaller. The venues get smaller, like, you know, the booth changes. So now, you know, you're kind of eye level with a lot of people. And like, it not that you need to feel that power, but like it's something about being able to see the entire floor. It's like if you play basketball, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't only concern yourself with the dude that's right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a whole floor and you got 4 other people that you can pass to. So like it's reading the crowd, it's being able to stay with what you're doing as long as it's dope. You know what I'm saying? And the other part is like having a little taste of your own, putting your spin on your party. Like if I go to a party and I hear you doing the exact same thing that 4 other people are doing at 4 other bars on the same street, then like I can drink beer anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But
no doubt.
There's a reason why you know Rich Medina's name. There's a reason why you know M-Ski's name. There's a reason why you know C-Reality's name. It's like even if they're only local to some people know them because they're putting their spin on when they're playing hip hop. Like, oh, like, you know, M-Ski digs deep and blends, you know what I'm saying? Fucking amazingly. Rich Medina, when he plays, like, you know you're gonna get like a across the spectrum remixes and probably some Fela shit. Everybody's got something to, like, you know, with me, you know, you're gonna hear some weird fucking movie references in the sets, and like, you know, I'm gonna drop commercials and shit. That's just what the fuck I do. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's you have to know who you are. You have to have an identity. The same way with MCs. Like everybody can be a no frills MC, but there's a reason why. Like you interviewed Casual. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why we know Festo's name. Like these are people that are fucking nice with what they do. You know? So it's the same thing with DJing.
Right. I know. I feel you. Let's go back for a second. So you got your setup. What was your first like real gig, like as far as this shit goes?
It was kind of like a cut party at my man's house, and I got paid $5. I had only like 10 new records to play, and I just kept playing them over and over and over and over. At a cut party, you can't really be too picky. You keep playing the same songs, bitch, go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
How old were you then?
Oh man, that first party, I must have been about 14, 15 maybe.
Okay. And as far as like real working gigs, I mean, you were at some labels and shit, weren't you? Didn't you work at some labels and stuff like that? And like, I mean, well, like as far as industry wise, what were you doing?
Industry wise, my first gig was interning for the management company. They managed CC Peniston, Len Q, Poetical Prophets, which became Mobb Deep, and Devontae Swing from Jodeci. They managed him as a producer.
What an interesting lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you just mentioned, like from Len Q, ISIS, to fucking Jodeci, Mobb Deep, CC Peniston. Was it Keep On Walking? Who's it fucking?
Yep. Keep On Walking, and finally. Yeah.
Yeah, finally. Yeah, that shit. So you was working for them?
I was interning there. And that was my first real like run-in with like industry people. Like my first time going to an industry party, like was that job. Then after that, Tease, who was my boss, got me a job at Jive Zomba. And I was working in the dub room. That was the shit. It was during the era when Karis is recording Return to Boom Bap. This is 93. So I'm getting all the high road stuff. Like, and at the time, like I had only heard That's When You Lost by the time I got there. That was the only song I had heard. So like I was hearing like these like their whole like before the record came out, there was the songs that didn't even make the record. I'm hearing all of that. And I was like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, yo, this shit was amazing. I was hearing I didn't get to hear anything from the Midnight Marauders album, which was being recorded at the same time, because they didn't I don't think they trusted Jive, or like they were scared it was gonna get bootleg or something. And Menace to Society, the soundtrack was like they were pushing that. So I used to have the dub. I mean, dude, I heard that soundtrack at least 300 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like in a week, I had to keep dubbing it. And I had to dub the movie a couple times too, which was cool.
Yo, so are you familiar then with the stories of Casual being asked to write for Will Smith? Why when he was at Jive? That's what he told me on Monday.
Nah, that sounds right though.
He said he turned it down. We talked to him. I posted it. He said he turned it down. Are you familiar with the what else did he say about Jive? About his track for Menace not making the album? That he did a track for Menace to Society?
I didn't hear any of the extra Menace stuff. You know what's crazy? When that That's How It Is, right? When that single came out, the whole A&R department, that was the only song they would play.
That was only what'd you say?
That was the only song they would play. You would go up into the A&R department, boom, yo, get the fuck off my dick. Like every time. Like we knew all the words to it. I write raps, and when niggas bite, I clap, because they shit sound better now. You done let me down. Nigga, we knew all the words to that shit. That's all they would play.
Fucking yeah. Hold on, we about to put that on. Hold on. Hold on, you taking us back. Hold on. Big up Casual, fish catching, RV nigga. Let's see, fucking. We about to put
Battery,
that shit on.
50%.
Fucking YouTube. Why am I on YouTube? You fucking idiot. Yeah, that's that shit right here, man. That.
Yeah, let's cut. All right, hold up. You ain't talking about letting this people beat. I write raps, and when niggas fight, I clap. Cause they shit sound better now. You done let me down. Cause I thought you would be dope, but instead, your shit's dead. To get spared to the alligators lurking in the mouth. Read what I wrote. The bit so hard I thought the shit was a
Shit was a
quote.
quote, but still the cat.
The competition in any whack, then I stop and diss them easily. And you can feel the pressure bust when I bust them seasonally. Juggling each other, trying to act sick. When I flex it, the way I rap shit is not unexpected. Niggas just lose
When I choose, there's plenty of MCs that turn them into refugees.
Yo, come on. That shit is, that's that shit right there, man. That's
that
shit
look,
right there.
Gotta keep it a buck, man. Before Woo, there was Hyro.
Listen, all right, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna put it out there, and I first time I put it out publicly, really, maybe second time. If you go in crew for crew, like let's assume Hyro was a crew, you take out Domino, I guess. Man to man against Woo, head to head battle. In my opinion, Hyro's coming out on top.
Yeah.
In this,
there's
in
more. There's more. Like the only one that I think in Woo, well, a couple of people in Woo that could really give him a run would be Meth, because Meth writes that way. And maybe Deck and Jizza. But the Hyro, their lineup,
there's no
like,
weak link, man.
Yeah, it's there. There's nothing, like, you can't.
Like, for instance, like Dirty's gone, Master Killer's gone, right. You God's gone, like off the rip, like they're gone. So then you got, Dex definitely hanging around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Meth's definitely hanging around. I think Ray and Ghost even gonna hang around, but I'm saying, like, like these niggas is fierce, man. Like that's what they do, man. So I think in that format, I've you know what I'm saying, I've yet to put it out like in a post.
Yeah, I'd pick Hyro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, only because there's more like high powered like shooters.
Someone said no Ghost. Ghost has such a high level complexity in his bar schemes too. Definitely does, and I think he's hanging. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm saying, like, I think he'd be there, but I'm thinking, ain't no, like, who's he beating? Like, I don't feel like anybody, like, I feel like everybody in Hyro can beat everybody in Wu-Tang, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, in a head-to-head battle is what I'm saying, maybe. Like, maybe Deck would beat, Deck or Meth might take somebody out, you know what I'm saying? But in a battle,
that's really one of them things, like, the draw of the card. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever you end up picking is it'll be dope. Like I would love to see it. You know?
I mean, of course. I'm saying man to man, head to head. I mean, like this, like I'm saying, like this is what these cats do, man. Like, and I love Chef's slang. I mean, I got these cats. I'm just saying, like in a battle, like these cats, they carve cats up, man. Like that's what they do. Yo, did you ever fuck with any other elements? I mean, one thing I've noticed, and I really appreciate it in the Company Flow videos, was the, you know what I'm saying, b-boying on the train, you know what I'm saying? Like the presence of everything, like all the elements in your videos. So, did you ever personally, were you ever like rocking, doing anything else?
I used to b-boy. I just told this to Destroy the other day. The move that stopped me was the suicide.
Oh,
because I didn't know how to do it. Because that's something like you got to actually know what you're doing, and when you're young, jumping up and throwing your body around to land on the ground. Yeah, I was like, I like the DJing thing. I like the music part of it.
No, I feel you. I mean, for me, the b-boying was what got me. I mean, I dabbled, I made beats and did the producer. I wrote and spit for a little bit, but my thing was like the dancing came naturally. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna rock with what was, what it seems like I need to rock with. Like, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna do this other shit half-assed because I care too much. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go all out, and I can't put the time in that because I'm trying to do this b-boy shit. So, but all of them are extremely important, and DJing, unfortunately, is becoming like this dinosaurish, like, you know, fucking archaic art form now.
You know, it's like now I always felt this, like when major labels really started to get super involved in hip hop, they started to try and separate everything. You know, do we really need to pay this guy? Like, what exactly is he doing? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're not like, sometimes people use DJs as props. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I got a DJ, you know? And then there's people that use their DJs, you know? So I've always been fortunate that just about everyone that I ever worked with, you know what I'm saying, live, you know, knew that I had like a skill set, you know?
Right.
And I was utilized, you know, accordingly. But yeah, man, like, it's and then like DJing also became this weird shit where like everybody started to do it. Like, I'm a model and now I DJ. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I can't imagine you're any good at it, you know?
Right. All right. So let's go there for a second, yo. I bring this up with everybody that I've interviewed at DJs and it's really into the culture. You did an interview. I don't know if it was recent or not. Rather, you did an interview and you were saying like, yeah, we were talking about Serato and how, like, yeah, it makes sense, like, because, you know, busting your back and shit. I get it, carrying records. Let me ask you a question though. Like, are you a DJ? If you can't spin vinyl, like, I get like what you may do now for convenience, CDJs, whatever. Okay, even though I hate them shits, but if you can't spin vinyl and don't know how to like do that shit, are you a DJ? Do you consider someone a DJ if they can't do that? They don't have that in their bag?
Yeah, no. Some things are going to be beyond. Yeah, I say you're a DJ if you know how to actually DJ. Well, like I said, like, you know, if you know how to keep that crowd, you know how to, you know, apply knowledge of music to it, then, you know, yeah, you're a DJ.
Even if you're not playing records. You say
even
if you're not playing records?
At some point it becomes music. But
so
here's the no.
So I'll put my playlist against anybody. So if I get up, if I go out and throw a party, and I plug in my computer or my phone, and I hold it down, but I hold it down because some of these cats can hold it. I'm just saying that you would still you would consider me a DJ.
And like I said, now I'll tell you the no. So no, when you're manipulating a piece of vinyl, you have to have touch. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's things that I can do on vinyl that if I put you on that same vinyl, like you would totally look like an idiot. So there's a touch that DJs have, if you know, and like you just know where the breaks are, like, you know, you just know how to read vinyl. So in that sense, like, yes, those people are not DJs like how we are. I say yes still because I've had to do that. Where like me as a DJ, I've showed up to events where, and it's funny, I did a whole show where I showed up. It was an old receiver, a very old Techniques with a rubber slip mat, and I had to make that shit work. Now, my skill set as a DJ got me through it, but to know that, yeah, like there's people that started there, like that's their starting point. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, all I know is the computer, so all I know is how to keep the party going. Whereas somebody like my age would have freaked out and been like, I'm ghost, I'm gone. I can't work like this. So in that sense, like, yes, the DJ is going to keep the party going. But are you as nice as me, or as nice as anybody that's been doing? No, because once I put that piece of vinyl in your hand and you look at it like it's got 3 titties on it, you're done.
That's what I'm saying, because I couldn't come in your cipher and be like, yo, I'm DJ Tamal. What up? What's good? Like, and I got the illest fucking tracks, underground, crazy, whatever, and it's, yeah, you'd be like, yo, like, are they, like, what the fuck is it? Who the fuck brought this herb ass nigga in here? I mean, right?
But you know, it's like saying that, like, because like in 19, I want to say 94, there was a DMC, and they spotlighted a Russian DJ who had, you know, they didn't have equipment, but he was still rocking off of like Walkman. So like, it's kind of hard to be like, yo, you're not a DJ. Like, nah, bro, like you doing it. Like you're doing it. Like you're doing it with what you have. It's just like when I had the Hitachi, the Realistic, and the Sound Design. It's like if I showed up to someone's party with that, they'll be like, ugh. But when I'm playing, it's like you don't know the difference now. You're a DJ.
I hear you. You're very generous. Everyone, please use the questions feature below to ask the questions. As a questions mark there, that way we can put it up for everybody. Because otherwise, it doesn't. That's the best way to work. So, no, that's very kind, yo. I mean, it is, because I carve niggas up for that shit, and because to me, this DJing is something that like superheroes do. Like niggas, that's not an easy thing. Like it's not like I can just go. Like I wouldn't, if you came into like a cipher of mine on some b-boy shit. Like when if I go to a party or something, and it's like some drunk frat dude like seeing us rocking out, and he's just all wasted. He coming over and like starts doing some shit. We're gonna like get in his ass, like, because it's like,
right, if I got it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's I look
yeah, but that's just someone not being in the right place.
What happened?
That's just someone not being in the right place. You with the wrong people. Like that guy, like, you know, to him it's fun and games and like, man, until, you know what I'm saying, like you getting your shit rocked. Yeah. Same thing, like you could be a push button. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know how to keep the party going in the sense that, like, yeah, you know, 4 hours of you know, you playing different shit, you got it. However, when you step here, when the turntables are on, when those little red lights are on, and those you know what I'm saying, those discs are spinning, it's a whole other game. And like, you don't belong here now. But if you're a DJ, right, and then you respect DJing, you're gonna stand back and you're gonna watch it and you're gonna learn the same way we all did.
Exactly. Well, that's the part right there. You learn, okay, this is the real shit. Like, and I respect the cats. I've actually been with dancers that have kind of learned the fuckery way, like from YouTube or something, and then they, you know what I'm saying, they rock with our crew, and we like, yo, put them on, like, yo, this is, you got to learn the up rock and top rock before you fucking start doing your fucking and flying relentless shit around here, man. Right. Like, fuck out of here. You know what I mean? I mean, so, yo, let's get into Early Company Flow, like, because that was a groundbreaking album. It's some crazy shit. It's gutter in a lot of ways. It's New York dirty in a lot of ways. What was the vibe like as far as that sound, like as far as putting that album together with that fucking sound, yo? Like the sound, I mean, everything, the whole shit. Like what was that energy like?
A lot of it is just me and L just wanting to fuck shit up.
Fun Crusher Plus in particular.
Well, Fun Crusher Plus was, we added songs on to the original EP, and those songs were.
So this like early shit. Like, what was it like?
Early shit. Say like '93 when the first single comes out. Juvenile Techniques. This is me and L really starting to vibe. Right. Even like on that song, like, you know, like I said, I gave him the hook to that record and everything. So like we're getting to, you know, really learn each other's styles. Especially for me, DJing, like I learned your timing. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm on stage with you, like there's certain things that a lot of people take for granted. Like sometimes y'all think that we're just dropping the music out arbitrarily, but it's like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really are paying, like, not, and the thing is, like, I don't want you to pay attention to what I'm doing. I need you to pay attention to the show. You know what I'm saying? Right. But when I drop that music out, I got all of y'all singing. You're saying whatever line L is saying, you know what I'm saying? And it's the hot line. Boom, I drop that music out, and now all y'all feel like we in this together. But like that's learning the timing of his cadence, learn the timing of like his writing. Same thing with Just. You know what I'm saying? And like I remember with Just rhymes fast. So like you know, and the thing is like I have and I gotta learn their words. So never mind like the music. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta right. So and like they be going, bro. And like at a show, especially like if they're freestyling, because like they would both go off the head sometimes. So like that's when I'm really like on the job. Like what do you say? And like really catching shit. So like, you know, that's the early shit was us really getting to know each other. I guess really for the sake of like being Company Flow.
Wow, that's a dope aspect you shared, though, because I've never heard like being a DJ at a show is like it's a thankless task because we only know you're there when you fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you're on point, then you're good and you're in the background and you're doing your job and nobody gives a fuck and knows about you. If you fuck up, that's when you come to the fucking spotlight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm an accountant, so it's always say like nobody cares about finance when the numbers are right. They only care when they're wrong. You know what I mean? So fucking, because it's the same shit. So that's an interesting, you know, point that you shared about like being on. And I was thinking though, how you gonna be on point with these cats? Like fucking, their shit was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, Chester Cheetah shit. You know what I mean?
But yeah, man, you know, it's and then that's why I'm Space Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm there, but like I'm invisible, bro. Like you're so focused in on the music, like I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like the one thing I prided myself on with everybody that I ever worked with on stage, you don't ever have to turn around and talk to me. You can focus on the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like and that was my thing. It was like I always wanted whoever I worked with, it was people that I really like admire, liked, and like we get along. So it was like the shows always felt, even if we never rehearsed, the shows felt rehearsed.
Like I got
the one
you.
I always like, got like who really, the two people that really rocked with that was Merce and Gene. I can do a show with Merce tomorrow, and you would think that like we planned it. On down to like banter. You know what I'm saying? Like you just know people's timing.
Right. No, that's dope.
But that's like I said, that's if you're using a DJ. If you're just like, if it's just the guy that's, you know, playing the records behind you, like, you know, that works too. But like people appreciate shows.
Were you intentionally trying to create something like that was gonna like shock people? I mean, your shit, it was weird, yo, because when I heard the music, the overall vibe and the beats and the steez, it was like, yo, I can relate to it all, like the abstract, like the anime shit and stuff. It was like, I was like, yo, these cats fuck with this gutter shit, but then they fuck with this weirdo shit too, because I'm a weirdo. So I was like, oh, these cats are fucking weird. I was like, nobody, you gotta be weird as fuck coming up with these beats, yo. Like you gotta be a fucking weirdo. Like I was thinking, like, what the fuck are these cats on, man? Like that's what I was thinking the whole time I was listening. But I was like, yo, what the fuck is this, yo? Like you gotta, to me, you gotta be a weirdo. And the fact that you guys, listen, the fact that you guys went really independent about your shit, because I was thinking like, okay, everybody's doing that independent shit now, but like that's your shit. Speak on that for a minute. I mean, like the vibe behind that.
Like I said, I used to work for Jive, and I remember someone found out about the record being played on Stretch and Bob, and they said, well, yo, you know, dude, you work here, like play us your stuff, you know? Like, I'm like, all right, bet. So I went to the A&R's office. I'm not gonna say his name, he's still pretty prominent. He wasn't a bad guy. It's just like, you know, it was one of them things that I was just like, yeah, this ain't for you. He sat down, he listened to it, called me into the office. He was like, Len, I'm gonna tell you right now, your stuff isn't commercially viable. And I was like, I'm already getting played on the radio. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. He's like, yeah, but that's like small radio, that's college radio. This stuff isn't ready for you know, like prime time radio. And I was like, do I look like a primetime guy to you? Like, you know, I'm like 17, 18 years old. Like, what about me makes you think that like I need to be on the radio? Like famous was the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to be famous. Nigga, I'm handsome. I don't need to be like ugly niggas need to be famous. Fuck out of here. like come on, man. Like Beyonce was gonna be in Marcy Projects buying crack.
Stop, you're gonna make me spit out my beard. Chill, nigga. Chill.
Fuck out of here.
I'm gonna try. Yeah, that's it. Then when I edit the clip, when I edit the clip, I'm gonna say, okay, that's Mr. Len. Ugly niggas need to be famous. I don't need to be famous. Hold on, Mr. Len. I don't need to be famous. I'm handsome. Ugly niggas need to be famous. Word, son. Word. No, but it's yeah, that's interesting. Like he basically was like assuming that you was about the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, but
right.
So yeah, independent as fuck. So it's like crazy. Yeah, you guys been on that shit, man. Like as far as like that DIY like punk rock shit. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah, and you know what was funny is that in the end, it's what everybody does. Everybody does it. Everybody's like doing something that could be perceived as like if you're pressing up your own shit, even if like you're calling Rainbow Records yourself, getting your shit pressed up, it's the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? And like now you got like major label cats doing like, oh, I don't like the way they're treating me at Atlantic, so like, you know, do my little independent mixtape. Like now, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be the same thing that we were ridiculed for. People like, oh, and like. I don't know how we ended up being called haters. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, what? Because like I'm not doing that. Like, and then like 20 years later, now everyone's on the social media yelling and mad at their old CEOs. Oh, you took my masters. Oh, you owe me. Fuck out of here, yo. Fuck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? And now you're doing everything independent. But before, when we was doing it, we was the bullshit.
Wow, and that's crazy because it's like, yo, to me, that's the only way to do it, man. Like, unless you get something, unless the deal is good for you, which usually it's not for the artist. I mean, it's like, why? Yeah, like put bet on yourself, man. Basically, that's what it is, man. Like,
right.
Bet on yourself, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Look, if you wasn't signed in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? Like if you heard any of the horror stories, you know what I'm saying? After like 89, 90, like it's on you now.
Yo, so this leads me to the next question. Especially right now, 2021. Is it worth for an artist to try to do this to make a living now? Like let's say I'm MC so and so and I'm talented. Like I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm nice, yo, whatever, or a producer. Is it worth it to try to do this as some type of to make a living, right now? And hold on, and stay true to some like real values about the shit.
I think that all depends on the person, really. Because like some people think they can do it, you know what I'm saying, and realize that the road isn't as like they expect shit to be difficult, but like they don't know how difficult it can be. So some people will, you know, if you're someone that gives up easily, then like, you know, you're only gonna get but so far. Right now, would I say like make this your living? No, not now. You know, like because you can't really go out and promote your stuff. You know, like where are you gonna go? No one's gonna pack into a club to see you. So you know, maybe you can do pay-per-view shows, but if nobody knows who you are, it's gonna be a pretty empty room. You know, get your Twitch popping.
Yeah, everybody trying to get their Twitch popping. So.
Right. I don't, you know, I wouldn't recommend like, you know, making a life decision with it.
I'm saying let's throw the COVID out though. I mean, I didn't mean to add that in. I mean, I guess I mean maybe in COVID denial or something. I'm saying just in terms of just like just the general, if minus COVID, like just regular era, normal shit with like everybody in their mind rapping right now, everybody in their mind producing, everybody, you know, like just, you know, because it's just different now. Like I got promo pictures of like Granddaddy IU, like Cold Chillin' Pro. Anybody doing no labels doing no promo shit for no fucking no street team shit for nobody no more. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so that's what I was, you know what I mean? Like take away the COVID, like is it still worth an artist to try to like make some money doing hip hop shit, the rap shit? Normal life, like 2020, 2021, like just to go back to 2019. Like, would you, if I asked you in 2019, like, would you say like, yo, go out and rap, and you can do it, you talented, go,
you know what?
Dream, B, or you would like.
I honestly would. I would never ever say that to anyone. Ever.
Go out and rap.
Yeah, no, I would never. Never will those words leave my mouth ever. Hey, you. Hey, guy. Go rap. I would never. I feel like that's like unleashing a new virus on the world. It's just like.
Well, no. Especially if it's some trappy trap shit. So.
Yeah. See, you know what? It's not, because some people think it's all about your confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like, oh, this is. Or, you know, they get into the whole manifest destiny thing, like, oh, this is meant for me. And, you know, it's from what I can tell over the years, if you're really saying something, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's really art, somehow it gets through. Now, will you be a millionaire? No one, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't really say for sure. But like, bro, the fact that like, say like Banksy is someone that people know. That's just a guy fucking painting walls. You know what I'm saying? But like for some reason the art, it broke through. You know what I'm saying? So like I would never tell you go rap. I would tell you like if you're an artist, like go be an artist, like because there's nothing that you can do about it. Like it's what you're supposed to do. You have to do it. It's like telling a dancer don't dance. How the fuck you like what? What do you mean don't dance? Like yeah, you might not make $1 million doing it, but if it's something that you know, if it's an innate talent and ability, like you'll get something out of it.
Facts. Makes sense. Yo, real quick, I fucked with you before, but then I found out about the dicks, and I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
what the fuck is that?
I fucks with this nigga. But I only found 2 tracks online, and I can usually find anything online, yo. Like, real quick, because we only got 7 minutes left. What the fuck was up with that, man? Like, Dick, Prince Paul, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
so
it's a super legend to me, real quick. This cat has had, like, basically 4 different careers. You know, Stetsa, to me, De La, the Grave Digger shit, all the shit at Handsome Boy Miles School. He's had like chunks where you're like, oh, that's Prince Paul. No, oh no, this is Prince Paul. Oh no, this is Prince Paul. Oh no, this is Prince Paul. So big up to him. He does not get the credit he deserves, and so I wanted to put that out there real quick. You know what I'm saying?
The guy's literally worked with almost everybody.
Huh?
You realize that he's worked with almost everybody.
Yeah, he's that dude, and people don't realize that he's that dude, because he's that dude. Like, yo, like you going back to like Stetsasonic is an entirely different sound than the Native Tongue shit, which is entirely different than the Grave Digger shit. Handsome Boy Modeling School, the Dicks. What's up with that project, man?
So when I had my label Smacks, he brought the idea to me for this fake doo-wop group, and so of course I was like, Paul, anything you bring to me, like, yeah, like fuck out of here. Like why like, who's not gonna put out a Prince Paul project? So we did the mockumentary for it. So if I believe the mockumentary is on Vimeo. So you can search the Dix, DIX, and you can watch the whole I think it's 10-15 minute mockumentary, and it's hilarious, B. But the
sure, some fuckery.
the CD and DVD was sold together, and it was, we had a 45 that for Here Comes the Dix. Dude, we ended up doing shows with like Blowfly.
Weird. Like the whole shit.
The original Dirty Rapper. He loved that group, yo.
Yeah, the art of picking up women, the Dicks, Prince Paul, Mr. Len, a weird, funny project. And my girl loves that shit, yo. Like it's some funny shit. Real quick, yo, you compared the state of hip hop kind of in one interview to like, you know what I'm saying, like the Spin Doctors versus Nirvana. So speak on that for a minute.
I'm trying to remember what that is. How that even came up.
It was really just like somebody was just like, yo, like, how do you feel about like this kind of like what's the state of the union type shit for like of hip hop for now? And your shit was kind of like, well, you know what I mean? It's like there's like the that's the reference you use. Like there's the Nirvana like real shit. And then there's like this Spin Doctor shit that you only want to hear like once in a while with some track, I forgot it was, that you only want to hear like every once
Princes.
in a while.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, because Spin Doctors is a, people love that song Two Princes. If you want to go for hours, like, go ahead now. But like, people like that record. But if I play Smells Like Teen Spirit, or you know what I'm saying, anything by almost anything off the Nirvana catalog, more people are into it because the connection is a little more I guess I don't want to say primal, but like it's a little more real, a little more solid,
Word. I got you. I got one quick
that's
question.
Hip hop versus radio, like mainstream shit.
Right. I got one quick question for you then. If you like that 90s grunge, because I fuck with that 90s grunge shit heavy. Like, so then who you got, fucking Nirvana or Stone Temple Pilots then? If you permit.
I fuck with Nirvana more because of the I think now a lot because of the influences. So like when I heard he liked the Vaselines and the Pixies and things like that, and so I was like, oh, and like then I started to get more into like his style of making music. So
Got you. We're about to get on out of here. It's going to cut us off. 1 minute and 40 seconds left. This was episode 28, 29 or something like that. Mr. Len Company Flow, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. No doubt we're going to do it again. Thanks, everybody. For
anytime, bro.
I'll tag you in this shit. I appreciate you. Be good. Be safe. Don't get shot by the police.
Word up.
Peace.